Hey everyone, Mike on Monday coming to you. Today I have a special guest with me, Damon Smith with the UW system. He is a plant pathologist, and today we've been meeting with folks regarding a new disease in Wisconsin that showed up pretty wildly, I guess I'll say, in the southern part. And so Damon, tar spot was a buzz for last fall, this winter, etc. Can you give us a little information on tar spot?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of my time this winter talking about this disease, and it's a relatively new disease for us here in Wisconsin. It showed up in 2016. We also had small epidemics in 2017, but 2018 really put it on the map in Wisconsin. I mean, we had pretty substantial epidemics, especially in the southwestern part of Wisconsin, and then even as far north as Green Bay territory, we had tar spot. It is relatively new for the entire country. We've only had tar spot confirmed since 2015 in the U.S. It's been known in Latin America for some time, and most of the research out there relates to what happens in Latin America. So unfortunately, we're having to reinvent the wheel on the research side of things to understand what the impacts are here in our climate and on our hybrids.
Awesome. Okay. So what kind of things did we see last year that were giving it so much attention? There must have been big impact in places.
Yeah, there was a huge impact when you started down in the southwest corner of the state. That's really where the epicenter of the epidemic was, and that's where we had past history, and so there was likely overwintering inoculum in that zone. The impact came because the disease started so early relative to the corn growth stage. So, you know, typically with diseases on corn, when they come in prior to the tasseling period, that has a deeper impact on yield. And in that southwestern quadrant, we had disease move in at the V6 or V8 growth stage. So very early onset, and then the weather was highly conducive to allow that disease to continue to move upwards in the plant. And then by the time it got to the ear leaves, that's where we have a lot of yield impact. And so we were able to measure actually in that zone yield losses ranging between 40 and 60 bushels per acre, depending on the severity levels down in that quadrant.
Pretty significant there, yeah. So growers have been asking us, what's the right approach here? Do we take a proactive approach? Is that the best, or do I wait and see and be reactive and hope like heck that we can get it on, or there's a fungicide that might work? What do you think it might be the best approach?
Yeah, we've done some work with fungicide efficacy this year. We were able to get some data. We know that some of the mixed mode of action products do a pretty good job. The caveat is we really need to be proactive with this disease, and that's not unusual when we look at other corn diseases. That usually is the case. We maximize our efficacy if we can have those fungicides on ahead of time. And so, you know, you sort of have to look into your crystal ball, if you will, and anticipate what the weather's going to be like and whether it's going to be conducive to make that preventative fungicide application. But we are doing some work right now in my laboratory, you know, in conjunction with some other colleagues around the country, trying to develop a modeling tool to use weather information to predict these epidemics. If we can anticipate that and understand the weather that drives these epidemics, then we can we can use an informed decision basically to put those fungicides on. Hopefully we don't have a drought this year, but if we were a little drier, that could potentially reduce the impact and help us out a little bit. Maybe we could even save on a fungicide application, but that's going to just all depend on the weather.
Certainly. So, well, I want to say thank you very much to Damon for joining us today on Mike on Monday. There'll be more information that you'll be able to get from today's discussions. Check with your agronomist with Country Visions. They have that information, or we'll be getting it shortly, so they can pass more of this information on to you if you're looking for it. With that, Mike on Monday, we'll see you next week.